let's just look at it this way. There's huge distortions that Sarah was pointing out in looking at the cum default rates. And before we talk about what the cum default rate should be, we used roughly a 34% peak to trough house price decline using FHFA index levels. So severity rates are naturally going to be higher as a result of this recession because of the depth of the declines. That's one. Two is FHA is going to have a higher cumulative default rate. Why? Because they deal with lower, up until the recent congressional action, lower average loan sizes. It's still a lower average loan size, lower average down payments, and much higher concentrations in the lower end of the home ownership spectrum, which naturally puts their concentrations greater in places like Detroit or Prince George's County or parts of the Brown Belt in Ohio, et cetera. Also, similarly, unfortunately, the areas that were most preyed upon by seller-funded down payment assistance, subprime, and artificial bubble-creating environments that actually added additional stress to those communities. So when you smooth out 30% default rates as a result of those bad markets in places like Prince George's County, because of all these activities in a narrow time frame over a narrow number of book years, I don't think you can extrapolate that's going to be your cumulative default rate spread across the whole portfolio for years to come. So the question is, can you eliminate the bubbles by putting good policies in place that would ultimately create a lower cumulative default rate? And so I think the expected default rate in the 10, 11, and 12 books are at least a reflection that credit quality matters, and you can control and lower that cum default rate while at the same time making sure FHA never loses money and is always self-sustaining, to the point that John had in his slide, by charging the effective premium, which has gone up dramatically. And so it would be terrible to say don't do anything now. I think all the changes have been made, because I think there are opportunities to make additional changes and make permanent some of the credit quality changes that need to be made. I would be very cautious about overextending, particularly using, and with all deference, Ed, we've talked about this multiple times, I think 2009 and 10 were not the right books to use. I know you wanted a big number for a denominator, but 9 is not a good book year.